reality is that Africa shouldn't wait until she becomes the largest continent before she takes action by investing in alternative power supplies that can help to meet her developmental needs. But today on Tech Trends, I have a solar expert who will be discussing issues around solar technology. His name is Harry King Chukwuka, who has over 10 years experience in solar energy and other forms of alternative power supply. Welcome to Tech Trends.
Thank you very much, CFA.
All right, tell me, what is the importance of solar technology?
The importance of solar technology is because of the sun. Because the sun has been in existence from creation up till this day. Even from back then, from the Egyptian region, they've been using the sun to make their buildings heat up during the night and make it warmer or cooler afternoon period. You understand? So that trend has carried through till now, whereby we use it to generate power for use for home, offices, industries, and etc., etc.
Okay, but how viable is it as an alternative power supply?
Very, very viable, because one of the major reasons is because of the efficiency of delivery. Now, many experts and many scientists has proven it over years to come, even till now. Just recently, one of the scientists or one of the engineers in the world did a 1 megawatt system to power a factory in Pakistan. If Pakistan can use it, if America can use it, everybody should embrace it, because the reason behind it is that it's cleaner, one, it's more reliable, two, it's available, it will not dry up, it's always there.
Yeah, but people will tell you that this is a sentiment of environmentalists, that it is cleaner, you know, but they argue that it is expensive to install and generate. How true is that?
Okay, very true. Initially, but now the cost of solar panels have gone down, drastically down. In the early 80s, solar panels are sold for $300 per watt. But currently, we have them below $1 to $3 per watt, depending on what you are looking at and what you want to get. You understand? From the outside market. Expensive, yes, in quotes, especially in this part of the world, because we don't have a financial structure that shoulder burdens, heavy burdens from people and allow them pay over time. It's just like, solar is just like building a house. When you have a solar module, you have it for another 20 years, worst case scenario. You understand? You have it for 20 years. Now, imagine you bringing out your money to build your house. You have it for another 20, 30 years before you start doing some major renovation in and out. Now, you have a solar module for nothing less than 20. Cut down the expenses. Calculate per year, divide it per day, and you see that it's not as expensive as what people are quoting it to be. But the only challenge is who is going to shoulder that initial burden of that initial cost.
Okay, well, you are the expert. Now, how can we commercialize it? Is there a way we can commercialize it and make it cheaper and more affordable for people?
Very, very well. There are a lot of ways to commercialize it. The way it has been done with housing, though we are still working on it. You understand? Now, in Europe, in many other countries, especially in Germany, I know that one for sure. The experts in Germany have worked with politicians. They've worked with government parastatals. They've worked with all forms, all levels of government in order to make them see the use and the importance of solar technology. Germany shut down many of their nuclear plants, which many African countries are trying to put up currently in order to generate enough energy to take up their responsibility in the community, also in the industries. Now, Germans, they shut down most of their plants to go back to solar, to start using solar to power many of the strong industries. Reasons, how did they do this? They were able to pass this by law that the solar industry, when you generate energy and sell to the government, you get more earnings than the man that generates fossil fuel and the rest of other alternatives that pollute our environment and create a lot of problem health-wise, and also decrease the level of lifespan of natural inhabitants in our ecosystem in general. Now, to commercialize solar system, especially in Nigeria or in Africa, government needs to set laws in place, and these laws, they will not be easily set because of so many factors that plays out in Africa: politics, religion, you can, just to mention a few. You understand? Those sentiments are the things that are keeping African energy system from driving forward, because just one body handles the whole Africa oil region, and you know how much money these guys churn out of these things. You understand? So because of those reasons, they are going to fight. But if that law is passed, those guys with the filling stations here and there, they will convert those filling stations to energy efficient stations that will charge electronic cars, solar electronic cars.
Yes,
Yeah.
but let me ask you, why can't we develop solar panel innovation in Nigeria? Why can't we do that?
Not as if we can't do it.
Yes.
It's very, very possible for us to start doing it. In short, let me just tell you, in a very few number of years, between 1 to 5 years, you start seeing solar plants, manufacturing plants everywhere in the country. Having these plants, yes, having these plants will cut down the cost. You understand? Will cut down the cost in one condition. That's what I think. You understand? I don't know what any other expert might consider. One, funds. If the right funds is generated, which means the average solar company in Nigeria will have to do a partnership. You understand? We have to do a partnership with a more foreign company that will come and assemble these plants, and they run it concurrently. You understand? So that the heavy burden of installing these plants will be taken up by those foreign companies, because interest rates wise, over in the foreign countries and Nigeria, it's very, very different. Everybody know that. It is flexible there, but not very flexible over here. You understand? In order to meet that market so that we can be on a competitive price with the international markets, that needs to be done. Another way, solar technology is already everywhere in vogue. Like, you see what I'm putting on right now? It's a solar charger for a phone. Everybody can afford solar. People used to say that solar is expensive. Solar is expensive. But I say that everybody can afford solar, no matter how small you are using it. Even if for the lantern, rechargeable lantern, the rechargeable fans, and also...
Okay, let's talk about business opportunities. Are there still business opportunities in this industry?
Very, very well. I was confronted by some group of intellectuals that asked me, Harry, if power supply becomes constant, uninterrupted in Nigeria, don't you think you guys will be kicked out of business?
Do you think that will ever happen?
Even though in the short future, and power becomes constant, that's when we'll make major money from the industry. Because at that point now, people will see the relevance of solar. We see the relevance in terms of costs, in terms of reliability, in terms of efficiency, and in terms of environmental management. Even in health-wise, even that's when you see people start selling up their roof space to solar companies who pay rent for your roof space, mount solar panels there, supply energy to your environment, and still pay you rent for using your roof space to generate energy.
It will be interesting to see how solar will be used to power giant manufacturing plants. I really personally want to see how that will happen.
It's been done in many parts of the world.
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria, we're working towards it. One of the reasons, Nigeria, when it comes to Africa, we have this play on ground that put us off from the advancements of Europe. So many sentiments. You understand? We play a lot of sentiments down here. We don't just face fact and just face it.
Okay, final word. What do you think small businesses should be doing at this point, considering the fact that they are facing a lot of challenges with power?
For small business, what I believe they can do to grow their businesses is that for every home, for every average business, everybody have their power needs and their power structure. You call a consultant, ask him, what's my power structure? You understand? What's my power structure? When your power structure is related to you have peak and off-peak period. Off-peak period for now, if you say solar is too expensive for you to shoulder that burden, use solar off-peak period. You understand? Harness the energy from the sun, store and use off-peak period. Then when it's peak period, you can run any other source of electricity. With that, you can cut down your consumption, electrical, diesel or any other electricity consumption by almost 65%. With that, the growing businesses will have more money to themselves to be able to establish other things and go to the next level.
Thank you, Harry, for coming to Tech Trends.
Thank you very much, CFA. It's nice being with you.
All right, you've heard it. Solar energy, like he said, is the future. I'm curious to see how that plays out in Nigeria. We'll be right back shortly. Question 1 comes in from Sarah, who's asking, how can I improve my typing speed? Well, Sarah, your typing speed depends on a number of factors, such as your skill and the type of keyboard you use. For example, typing speed on a slim keyboard tends to be faster when compared to high keyboards because your fingers travel faster on slim keyboards. Now, that said, the fastest way to improve your typing speed is practice. You just need to type more often. Personally, I average about 45 words per minute, which is okay since my work doesn't exactly depend on it. So it actually depends on the kind of work you do. Now, Jude sent in this question from our Facebook and is asking, how can I watch Tech Trends in the UK? Well, Jude, Tech Trends airs every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. UK time on Channels 24, which you can find on Sky Channel 575. Hope you will join us on a weekly basis and also inform your friends about this program. Remember, you can also watch all previous editions on the show on the Channels TV YouTube channel. Please send your questions or comments to techtrends@channelstv.com or using our social media details as displayed on your screen. Technology now plays a great role in our lives, which is why industries such as communication, health, travel, and not forgetting power rely heavily on new innovation to remain at the cutting edge. My guest today has said it all. We need to invest heavily in other forms of energy generation, such as solar, if we must leapfrog our development in Africa. Thank you for staying with us. Let's do it again, same time next week on Tech Trends. Bye-bye.